about 4 or 5 different radio channels. BBB TV, 2 channels on that. Channel 12 here in Anderson and Roane and Morgan counties, and Channel 230 up in Campbell County. Shylock's Bluegrass Picks, they're located at 1204 Clinch Avenue in South Clinton. They've got a large selection of firearms, ammunition, and all the other stuff that you would need. And, of course, they've got anything that you could think of. My goodness, if they don't have it, I don't even know if it's been made or not. So go over to Shylock's, 457-2960 is their number, 457-2960. Shylock's Pawn Shop. That is your password.
There's no doubt this has been a tough year in a lot of ways. And with the economic impact we've all felt, it's more important than ever to make your money go as far as possible. With that in mind, Shylock's Pawn in Clinton is offering store-wide savings to help make your holiday jolly. Jewelry is 20% off. Firearms and ammo is already at low cost, and everything else in the store is 50% off. Shylock's Pawn, 1204 Clinch Avenue in South Clinton, 865-457-2960. And remember, if you need money, Shylock's has cash for you.
As a homeowner, I'm always looking for peace of mind, especially when I have a costly, unplanned expense, like a cooling system repair or replacement. That's when I turn to the eScore Quality Contractor Network. They're the pros who've been specially trained and approved by TVA and your local power company. The quality contractors are licensed and insured, so you can be assured the job will be done right and inspected for free. Contact your local power company or visit energyright.com to learn more.
Hey y'all, this is Julie for Old City Kitchens, Knoxville's newest premier kitchen showroom. If you're in the market for new cabinets or floors, do yourself a favor and visit Old City Kitchens in the Old City of downtown Knoxville. Old City Kitchens delivers the best kitchen cabinet value in East Tennessee. How do we do it? Old City Kitchen cabinets feature plywood construction, not furniture board or particle board, and offer custom accessories like spice racks, under-counter microwave cabinets, farmhouse sinks, wall ovens, and pantry cabinets. We bundle all these features with a competitive low price to deliver outstanding value to our customers. Your dream kitchen just became affordable at Old City Kitchens. Come see our exquisite showroom at 216 East Depot Avenue, right in the heart of the Old City. When you're here, stay a while and enjoy Knoxville's rejuvenated downtown area. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook and Instagram, or even schedule a free kitchen design consultation at a time that best fits your busy schedule at oldcitykitchens.com. Recently voted Knoxville's best kitchen and bath design store for 2018 by Knox News. We'll see you in the Old City.
Well, still some volume out of downtown, in and out of West Knoxville. Busy major shopping areas, especially parts of West Hills at Farragut, Turkey Creek. Couple of extra minutes, that's about it. Oak Ridge Highway. With all the rain we've had last couple of days, you need to get a hold of Guardian Foundation. Make sure your foundation is moisture-free, structurally sound. Guardian Foundation Repair, 675-4177. Guardian Foundation Repair. Have a safe evening. I'm Pete Michaels.
WYSH. Tennessee weather. For your weather today, expect early rain with some mixing possible, accumulating snows for the Smokies, but plenty of clouds as we settle into the 40s. On the way home this afternoon, it's clouds to some sunshine. It's chilly, highs in the mid to upper 40s. From the CaptainAccurate.com Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist David Aldrich for WYSH.
WYSH, AM 1380, Henderson County's country.
There's no doubt this has been a tough year in a lot of ways. And with the economic impact we've all felt, it's more important than ever to make your money go as far as possible. With that in mind, Shylock's Pawn in Clinton is offering store-wide savings to help make your holiday jolly. Jewelry is 20% off. Firearms and ammo is already at low cost, and everything else in the store is 50% off. Shylock's Pawn, 1204 Clinch Avenue in South Clinton, 865-457-2960. And remember, if you need money, Shylock's has cash for you.
Alrighty, it is 9 minutes after 6 on this Monday afternoon. It's cold out there. The wind is blowing up here on top of this hill and getting dark. It gets dark a little too early to suit me anymore. I don't particularly like winter time anyway. I know there's got to be people out there that's going to call, because I've seen some people coming up here. I know I'm not the only one left on the face of the earth. There's got to be other people. I passed, I don't know, about 6 or 8 cars, so I know there's that many people left. So somebody give us a call here, and let's see if we can sell some stuff on WYSH and WQLA and WJBZ. We are on that station until 6:30. Shylock's is your password. It's Shylock's Pawn Shop. That's the password tonight. Their phone number is 457-2960. They have a big selection of firearms. They got a lot of musical instruments over there. If you're interested in that, jewelry, ATVs, electronics, you name it, they got it. Trading Time, you got our password?
Yes, sir, David. It's Shylock Pawn Shop.
It is, Pat. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, David. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. It's a little bit cold out there now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, though. It sure was a beautiful day yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, man. It was a pretty day yesterday. It sure was.
It was.
Yeah.
I've got a real nice utility trailer. It looks like a brand new, and it ain't, but the guy that had it took real good care of it. It's a 5x8. It has the 13-inch wheels and tires on it. It's got the jacks and everything that you need on a trailer. And I'm asking $500 on that trailer. It's got a wooden floor. And then a friend of mine's got a real nice Husqvarna riding lawnmower. I know it's the wrong type of year, but springtime's coming.
Yeah.
I hope.
I do too.
But it's a 38-inch cut. Got a 15 high force Briggs and Stratton motor on it, and it's a hydrostatic. And he's asking $400 on that lawnmower. And then I've got the metal and also the plastic 55-gallon barrels. And I have the power poles. As long as somebody brings their chainsaw, they can cut off whatever they need. It's $1 per foot, whatever they cut. And then I've got the LED lights, which these lights are brand new. Have the 4-footers and also the 8-footers in those. And my number is 406-5684. David, appreciate trading time. I hope you have a nice afternoon.
Well, thank you, Pat. You too. You take care, buddy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And Pat's number is 865-406-5684. I can't say enough about those LED lights. If you need a light anywhere in your house or in your shop or your garage or wherever you might need one, they're shop lights. You know, they're long lights. Oh, I don't know if you call them shop lights or not, but anyway, they're the longer lights. And my goodness, what a light! It's not anything. It's not so bright that it blinds you. It's not that. It's just a real brilliant white light that you can actually see by. It's not the incandescent color. You know, it's got a little bit of a yellow tinge to it and everything, and it makes a big difference. Makes a lot of difference. And because I don't do a lot of watch repair and clock repair anymore, but it's made a tremendous amount of difference. I'd give anything if I'd had lights like that, you know, back when I was actually doing it. And I'm just thinking about Gene Dagley. Gene is the one that taught me how to do watch repair. I worked with him at Lake Jewelry, sat side by side with him there for years. And he always complained. He had some astigmatism, and I guess that's the way you pronounce it, stigmatism in his eyes. And it's hard for him to see. It was really difficult. And to work on watches, particularly on watches, you got to have good eyesight, because some of them parts are very small. They're about as big as a hair on your head. So you got to be able to see it really good. But my goodness, I've thought a lot of times, I wish Pat had been around then and had those lights, because it would sure been something else for the watchmakers back then to have those. Trading Time, you got a password?
Shylock's Pawn.
That is it. Go right ahead.
All right, but hey, I really ain't got nothing to say or trade on. But you just mentioned the Old Lake Jewelers. I hadn't heard that name since I was a kid. Where was it at?
Well, it was there on Market Street in Clinton. Tom Rollins and Gene Dagley. Well, Tom was there before Gene Dagley was.
Okay, Tom Rollins. Okay, which building was that?
Well, when they was in it, it was there just about, you remember where Ellison's little department store was there on Market Street, about 3 or 4 up from that little restaurant on the corner down in Mountain.
Oh, okay. I remember now. Yeah, when you said Tom Rollins, you said Elton. Yeah, I remember.
But then they moved.
Tom was he was in the wheelchair, wasn't he?
Right. He was in a wheelchair, and
yeah, I remember when I used to live up on the radio station when I was a kid.
Yeah,
he used to come up there every year. We'd have a step shoot up on that field up there.
Yeah, exactly. They sure did. Yeah, I've been here when they did that. Yeah.
All right, but I tell you what, I'm glad you mentioned that. That brought back a good memory. I appreciate you.
All right, buddy. You take care. Bye. I think that was Johnny. Trading time, you got our password.
David, I think so. The Shylock Pond?
It sure is, Andy. It sure is. That's exactly.
I just walked in the door and turned the TV on. I was guessing. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yes, indeed, it was good.
Buddy, you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good, buddy. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Lost a tire, but I got to go get it tomorrow. I called the guy. I forgot it on the job.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, it was my spare to my truck. I got to have that.
Oh, yeah, you got to have that. Well, maybe nobody won't take it. You can get back.
Yeah, I hope not, because it'll cost me $60.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It will, too. That's the truth there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, David, this is what I got. I have a set of boots. They are brown. They are 9.5. They are cowboy boots. They have the hard toes in them. These are not pointed. These are rounded out. The name brand is H&H Boots. They're USA made. They're brand new in the box with the receipts, everything. They're $128. I want $50 for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a deal on them.
That is
name brand boots and everything. So, like I said, they're brand new. They've never been worn in the box with all the receipts and everything. And they're 9.5, and they're brown. And then I have some showcases. I have two of them. They are 5 foot long. I'm not sure exactly what kind of showcases they are, but they got the glass on the top, the glass on the front. It's got doors in the back. It's got lights in it. They can just give me a call on them. I got two of them. And then I have a commercial fan that you see like into a body shop or something like that. They stand up. It's a commercial one. And I don't know, $75 for that. It's a nice fan. It really is. $75 for that. And then I have some key tops. They go for a Firebird back in the 80s. You know, the ones that has a big old eagle on the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of the hood. Yeah. Well, I got two of them. They are tinted. I don't know. I might be high on them. I don't know. We can work on it, but I'm going to say a couple $100 on them, or we can do something. I don't know, because I'm not sure what they're worth. So, and then I have that utility trailer. That's an 8x4 with a match floor, brand new wood all the way around. Frames been repainted. It's got new chains. It's got new wirings on it. $250 on that trailer. If somebody's interested in something like that there. And let me see. Check this out. I got a couple garbage cans, okay? These are like the steel ones with the lids. They're probably 60s, 70s. I don't even think if they even make them anymore. I don't know if they do or not. But anyway, they got two of them. They look brand new. So I'll probably take $100 for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're worth. People collect that kind of stuff. It's just something I got. So, but anyway, they can give me a call over here to follow it. And that's for Andy at 423-494-1678. That's 423-494-1678. David, I appreciate you, buddy.
All right, buddy, and you try to stay warm. It's going to be cold tonight.
I know that. Hey, I got up at this morning. I get up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And at 8 o'clock, when I was looking out the door, it was snowing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep, up here on Sugar Hollow Road, it was snowing. Sure was.
Oh,
it only lasted for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, how about that? Well, you're a little bit further north than we are, so you get a little bit different weather than we do down here.
Exactly. But they're talking about all that snow supposed to be going through northeast. I wonder if we're going to get any of it.
I don't know. I'm hoping we don't, myself.
Yeah, me too.
I know a lot of people.
They're talking about some big snow.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, buddy. But all right, Dave, I'm going to let you go. Let somebody else get on here.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Take care, Andy.
You too, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that number again is 423-494-1678. And our number here is 457-1380. I think everybody in the whole world probably knows that number by now. It's been around a long time, since 1960s. That's a while. And, of course, we got a toll-free number, 877-711-4005. Shylock's Pawn Shop, that's your password, 1204 Clinch Avenue. That's over in South Clinton. They have a big selection of firearms, musical instruments, jewelry, ATVs, electronics, and they've got a sale going on right now, I believe. So if you want to go over and get some Christmas presents, stuff like that, they have a lot of stuff that's new. It's not all stuff that's been pawned, but you can get a lot of good deals on stuff that's been pawned that people didn't come back and pick up. And those folks have been around there for about 30 years at Shylock's Pawn, so they know what they're doing. And if you need money, they got money. They'll give you some money. And the number again is 457-2960.
Respect, reputation, results. A divorce or child custody case can be very stressful. You need to know your rights. The team of attorneys at Fox & Farley can ensure that your rights are protected and that your children's best interests are taken into account. The Fox & Farley team has years of experience in divorce, juvenile law, and child custody litigation, and will be at your side through every step of the process. Call Fox & Farley today, 457-6440, 457-6440. The team at Fox & Farley.
Traditions are what make the holiday season such a unique and magical time of year. Hi, I'm Ray Varner at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, and we're here to help your family make memories during our Built for the Holiday sales event. Decorate your driveway in a new 2020 Ford Escape. It's all-wheel drive, $23,435 after rebate, or choose 0% financing up to 60 months. A new 2020 Ford Fusion with a bold design and comfortable ride, $17,981. At Ray Varner Ford in Clinton, we're bringing lots of joy with holiday deals. Take $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2020 Ford Expedition, XLT 4x4, $55,790 after rebate, or choose 0% financing up to 72 months. Surprise your loved one with a new 2020 F-150 4x4 Super Crew XLT. It's a 302A package. Sale price $22,388 with over $11,000 off MSRP. Make memories this holiday season during our Built for the Holiday sales event at Ray Varner Ford. Shop now, save now at your East Tennessee Ford dealership. Ray Varner Ford in Clinton or RayVarnerFord.com. Stock number T6618, C673, T6312, BT7801, with free credit. That's that Ray Varner Ford discount for rebate for credit financing with trade system.
Experience, reputation, results. 3 reasons you should trust the law firm of Fox & Farley. Too often, those who are injured on the job have difficulty receiving the compensation and benefits they're legally due. If you think you're a victim of an on-the-job accident or illness, call Fox & Farley now. The sooner that Fox & Farley is on your case, the sooner you'll receive the benefits you're due. Call 457-6440 today for a free consultation with the Fox & Farley legal team. 457-6440.
There's no doubt this has been a tough year in a lot of ways, and with the economic impact we've all felt, it's more important than ever to make your money go as far as possible. With that in mind, Shylock's Pawn in Clinton is offering store-wide savings to help make your holiday jolly. Jewelry is 20% off, firearms and ammo is already at low cost, and everything else in the store is 50% off. Shylock's Pawn, 1204 Clinch Avenue in South Clinton, 865-457-2960. And remember, if you need money, Shylock's has cash for you.
Trading time, you got our password? Hello? Oh, okay. That was a lady that asked me to say something about Charlie Pride. I think, I'm sure that you know that Charlie passed away Saturday. He'd been sick almost 2 weeks. I had known that he was really sick. He got sick right after he went back down to Nashville from the CMA Awards. You know, he went down there and got that Lifetime Achievement Award, which is the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award, which is the biggest award that you can get in country music other than the Grammy Awards that Charlie had a shelf full of them. And most likely, that's when he got sick. He did die from COVID. That's what took his life, was this virus that we've got. Charlie didn't have any other underlying problems. He was not sick. He was 86 years old, but he was in good health. He was in good enough health that even this last spring, he went to the Texas Rangers baseball camp and played baseball with those guys. Charlie actually owned part of the Texas Rangers. But, he was a baseball player before he went into country music, and he played in the old Negro leagues back in the late 40s and early 50s, and actually tried out for the New York Yankees, Casey Stengel. But he hurt he was a pitcher, and a good pitcher, won a lot of ball games. But he hurt his shoulder, so he couldn't do that. And how Charlie got into country music, he'd always sing, and he'd carry his guitar with him, and on the buses, as they traveled around in the Negro League, but he'd sing to those guys, and they would listen and liked it. So after he was in the Army, got back out of the Army, married Rosine. She was from Memphis. He met her down there. That's where he was stationed at with the Negro League. He was playing out of Memphis. He met her there, and they got married. That's another sad thing about this. There's so many sad things about Charlie's passing. They'd been married 64 years. It'd be 65 years. The 28th day of December. So that's really that's some Christmas, isn't it, for Rosine and her kids. But they moved to Great Falls, Montana, or Helena, Montana, and he worked in a smelting place up there where they melt iron. They got those big vats that they melt that stuff in, and he was a slag dragger, what they call a slag dragger, and those were huge, big vats that they melted that stuff in, and they had a catwalk around the top of it, and it was his job to walk around there and rake the slag off the top, the impurities that bubbled up, all that molten iron would float to the top, and you can imagine how hot that was. And if you'd ever fell off that thing, you sure wouldn't never seen your granny again, that's for sure. But that's what Charlie was doing, and he was playing some in some nightclubs up there, singing in some little nightclubs. And Red Savine happened to go by there and heard him sing, asked him if he wanted to get up on stage with them and sing, because they was doing a show, and he did. Well, they invited him to come to Nashville. And he did. He rode a Greyhound bus to Nashville and met a guy named Jack Johnson. Jack was actually from Knoxville. Just a coincidence. And he went to school, believe it or not, with Jerry Hutchins, who is Danny Hutchins' dad, who has now been with Charlie Pride for 44 years as his keyboard player. But that's how he got into Nashville. He met him, then he got to meet Chet Atkins, made a couple of records. Snakes Crawling? No, that was one of the first records that he cut. And the rest is just kind of history. It took about 2 years for all that to happen, though. But Charlie never, ever lived in Nashville. He could see what that business was like and what was going on there. And he didn't want his family raised there. He already had 3 children at that time. So he bought a house in Dallas, Texas, and that's where he's lived. He's lived in Dallas ever since. That's where his family's still at now. But he's never traveled around in buses. He didn't like the bus deal. When he hit so hard and so fast and so big. He was accepted so much that he actually bought 2 airplanes. They were almost like DC-9s, but they were Firechilds. But they was almost as big as the DC-9. There was 2 of them, and he kept them for several years. But he eventually decided to do that, and then they traveled commercial planes for the rest of the time. Pretty much ever since I've known Charlie, which has been, Danny Hutchins went to work for him in 1977. He was only 17 years old when he went to work for him. Danny lives in Oak Ridge, and I had known Danny but since he's about 10 years old. He's a great musician. He played music here. A lot of people here know Danny, and I know Luke Hall remembers seeing him around Cumberland Studios there in Oliver Springs, because he cut a lot of stuff down there and went down and played music for a lot of people on their records for Hal Duncan there at Cumberland Studios. And that's how I got a chance to meet Charlie Pride. I think Danny had been working for him 3 or 4 years before I met Charlie. So Danny's been with him 44 years, so I've probably known Charlie about 40 years now. One of the greatest guys you'd ever meet. The world has not lost just a great singer and a great musician, but just a great person. He was just a down-to-earth person, just like me and you. This star business never affected Charlie. If you'd have met him somewhere and sat and talked to him for 2 or 3 hours and didn't know who he was, you wouldn't have known who he was when you left either, because he would have never brought it up. He'd have never said anything about being a big star, and he was the biggest. You don't get any bigger. He sold over 70 million records for just RCA Victor. And I don't know, most of you people who know anything about that, you know RCA got rid of Charlie and Dolly and all those people way back in the late 80s. So he's with another company now, and he's sold millions of records since then. And I don't really know what the count on it is, but I know that he sold over 70 million just with RCA Victor. The only person who ever sold any more with RCA was Elvis Presley. And the first records that Charlie ever used, ever cut, he cut them on the same microphone that Elvis Presley always used when he went into Studio B at RCA. And he told me that when the first record he ever cut, which was Snakes Crawl at Night, he said he took that mic and kind of hugged it up and gave it a kiss and said, "Be good to me like you was Elvis." Well, I don't know if it had anything to do with the microphone, but he was certainly very blessed. And that's the way Charlie always felt about it, too. And when people would ask him, well, what's it like to be a big living legend and all that stuff, he just kind of looked surprised. It never really crossed his mind that he was a big star and a legend and all that kind of stuff. I know he said a few years back, some big shot reporter out of New York was interviewing him, and he went over all these millions of records he had sold and all that kind of stuff, and what a big star he was. And he said, "Now, what do you want to be remembered for?" And Charlie said, "I want to be remembered as a good man, a good father, a good husband, a good citizen who pays my taxes and stayed out of trouble." So that kind of tells you what kind of guy Charlie Pride was. Trading time, you got our password?
Sherlock Pond.
Are you there?
Sherlock Pond here in Sheffield.
I'm sorry?
Sherlock Pond?
Yeah, Sherlock Pond. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Charlie was one heck of a guy.
Yes, he was. He sure was.
He's a long time remembered.
Yeah, he's going to be missed.
Anyway, the way I had Charlie had anything to say or afraid. He made a statement a while ago about you still do it sometimes still work on watches.
Yeah.
I got what I'd like you to look at. So it's an important time.
Okay. I wouldn't mind looking at it for you.
If you need my number, just call me at your convenience.
Okay, I'll do that.
865.
Okay.
440.
Okay.
0067. My name's Mike.
Okay, Mike. I will do that. Some of the real intricate work I can't do anymore. You know, like
this is a pocket watch.
Oh, okay.
That my grandfather received back in the 50s when he worked on the railroad.
Oh, my goodness. Is it an Elgin?
It still works. It's an Elgin.
Elgin? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It works. It just will work a while to quit.
Okay. Okay.
I just want you to look at it, see if something might be fixed, might be fixable.
Okay. Well, I'll be glad to look at it. I sure
just
will.
give me a holler, buddy, and just stick to your convenience.
All right, Mike. I will do that.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All righty. This coming Saturday, from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Jay Carter is going to have a show that a tribute to Charlie Pride. I'm going to come up and help him with that, or be or be here with him. But you might want to listen to that. There's a lot of, you could talk from now on about Charlie and tell stories about him and things like that, things that's happened over the years and that sort of thing. And there's no way they're going to make a movie. And I just really feel so bad that they didn't get that done while Charlie was still living. Because it would have taken him really to make sure that things were done accurately, and that was the thing about it. They'd started to make it 2 or 3 times, and he stopped it because they was trying to embellish it. They was trying to make it look like something that it wasn't. Charlie never played the race card. Never. Not from day one did he ever play the race card. And when they first started putting records out on Charlie, they didn't put him out with his picture on them like they did everybody else. And they didn't put him out on concerts. They didn't put him out on the road when he had 2 albums out before anybody actually knew that he was black. And, but you got to remember, he started in 1964. There was a lot of racial tension back in those days. Trading Time, you got our password?
Skylark Pond.
That's it, buddy. Go right ahead.
I've got a 89 S10. It's a short wheelbase. It's a 4-wheel drive. Runs good. It's got good tires on it. I want $1,800 sperm for it. And my number is 865-426-9322.
865-426-9322.
Have a good one.
All right, buddy. We sure will. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. But it was about 2 years before people actually knew that Charlie was black. When they found out he was at Cobalt Hall in Detroit. And there was a bunch of people there, I mean, entertainers. Back in those days, they used to have big package shows. They don't do that so much no more, but back in those days, they had package shows. And on that particular show, Willie Nelson was on that show. Farron Young was on that show. I think Porter Wagner was there. And there was some others. Tom T. Hall was just getting started, I think, at that time. But Charlie walked out, and there was just thunderous applause. And Charlie's told this story a lot of times. But when they introduced him, everybody had heard his records. They loved his records. He already had 3 number 1s out by that time. And when they introduced him, there was just this thunderous applause. I mean, there's like 25,000 people there. And when he walked out and that spotlight hit him and they seen he was black, it just stopped. Just dead silence in that place. Well, that didn't rattle Charlie. He walked up to the microphone and he said, "Well, folks," he said, "I guess you can tell that I've been out in the sun a little longer than you have, and my tan's a little darker than yours." The applause started again, and that was the last time Charlie ever had to say anything about his race. Trading Time, you got our password? Hello. All right, I guess that's that ghost on that line right there. But in another show just shortly after that, and he wrote a book, and if you haven't read it, you really need to get that book. But on another show, not too long after that, when he walked out on the stage, Willie Nelson kissed him right on the mouth, right in front of about 30,000 people. But what they was doing, they was just showing people that they accepted him. Farron Young let him use his band. Charlie didn't have a band. He didn't have enough money to have a band of his own. But Farron wouldn't let nobody use his band. He was adamant that nobody's going to use a band. If you didn't have a band of your own, too bad. But Farron was not going to let you use his band. But he always let Charlie do it. Back in the early days, he would let Charlie do it. So, with those people accepted him like that, and that the voice that Charlie had, and just his mannerisms and the way he treated people just accepted him, and that was just all there was to it. And he just became, of course, as you know, he became one of the biggest stars, if not the biggest star, in country music. Nobody has come along and done what he's done for country music except Hank Williams. And from Hank Williams to this point, it's been Charlie Pride that's really took the forefront in country music. Trading time, you got a password?
Yes, Charlotte's Farm.
That is exactly what it is. Go right ahead.
Hey, Dave. This is Joe from my parents' Liver.
Hey, Joe.
I still ain't got nothing to buy sour trade. Got rid of them damn old mean roosters. And I just want to pipe in there about how good a job you're doing about talking about Charlie Pride. Yeah, I remember I grew up on Charlie Pride.
Yeah.
And, and as you were saying, there was a lot of people that didn't even know he was black.
Yeah, back in the early days they didn't.
Until years later, but they could hear him singing and or playing and singing, and he was a good musician, and as you said, a good all-around man, and just a very good person. I just want to pipe in on that. And I want to get back to you talking about your clocks.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in clocks and watches, but I never had the ways and means or anything to get into it, but I always thought it was a very interesting thing. So like when you was working on the clocks and watches, especially watches, but that guy that you knew that you had stigmatism and couldn't see very good.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys not use big old magnifying glasses?
Well, yeah, you use an eye loop to
with lights on them.
Oh yeah, well we didn't have lights on them back in those days. That's a little bit more modern than what we had, but you do use eye loop though, and that's like a little magnifying glass that you clip on your glasses, or if you don't wear glasses, you had to hold it.
Right. But what I'm talking about, because I used to work for this guy. He was a kind of an entrepreneur, and we sharpened tools.
Uh-huh.
Or he sharpened tools. I never really got into it. I didn't like it because we'd sit in this dark little room with this strong magnifying glass that we looked through.
Mm-hmm.
You could only focus with like one eye, and it had lights on it. It put it right on your tools, and we was sharpening them with a diamond rotor blade. But I was thinking, it's like, did you guys use something like that where you have a...
Well, no, we used an eye loop.
I sit in a dark room and look and stare at it through a magnifying glass?
No, you wanted all the lights you could get. If it's dark, you couldn't see those little parts, but no, you wanted all of them.
Okay, right. You're right about that. Okay, but I was thinking, because, it would make those little screws, and do they actually have screws in them?
Oh, yeah, they do. They have a lot of screws in them. Yeah, they got screws. The screws is about a little bigger than a hair on your head, so, yeah, it's got a bunch of them. Well, Joe, I'm getting some more calls here. Thanks.
All right, okay, I'll let you jump off here. Good talking to you, Dave. I'm glad you're doing good.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, give me a call back. 457-1380. I think that line is kind of hanging up there a little bit on us. Shylock's Pawn Shop, that is your password. They're located over in South Clinton. 457-2960 is their number. Trading time, you got our password?
Shylock's Pawn Shop.
That's it. Go right ahead.
David, thank you so much for your tribute you're paying to Charlie Pride. He was one of the greatest people, one of the greatest singers, and I left that first song, Snakes Crawling, that too.
Yeah, I like that, yeah.
But I wanted to tell you that I did hear on the news that Dolly Parton was supposed to have said that he was tested for COVID-19 before the ceremony in Nashville.
Yeah.
And after the ceremony in Nashville, and was tested, showed negative both times.
Right.
So even after the ceremony, he was supposed to be negative for COVID-19.
Yeah, I've read that too, and I suppose it's true. I haven't really, the family's not really told me that.
Okay. When's your tribute show going to be on Saturday?
It'll be on Saturday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's the same. It'll just be, on Jay Carter's show that he always has on here. It's on Saturday morning from 6 to 9.
And good night.
Yeah, but be sure and tune in, because we'll play a lot of Charlie's stuff, and I'm going to have, if he's up to it, if he feels like it, he's really having a real difficult time now. Danny Hutchins has worked for Charlie for 44 years, and he lives here in Oak Ridge. But he's having such a difficult time right now. I don't know whether we'll be able to get him to call in or not. We won't be able to get him to come up here, but it could be that I could get him to call in, and, with some information about Charlie. And he'd be glad to do it if he feels like it, if he's up to it. Trading time. Have you got our password?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Go right ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just up.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
There, and it's Shylock Pawn Shop, David.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good, but I've been had a little stomach ache and gassed up pretty bad there for some reason today. But I'm seeing now there, and you were talking about Charlie really helped me a whole lot there. That's really good there, because my wife was really involved in listening to the country music. I mean, and I remember them days years ago there. Yeah.
You just recently had a little hand in making him have a good day too. When you brought that up there to me, and I made a picture of it and sent it to Charlie.
Yes, that was. It's funny how things work out sometimes.
It is, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah.
But he was very appreciative of that. It really tickled him to get to see that.
What radio numbers on the dial tone can I pick that up on Saturday evening?
It was Saturday morning, Bob, from 6.
Oh, Saturday morning?
Yeah, Saturday morning. It'll be from 6 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay.
It's the same show that Jay Carter always does. He's just going to do a tribute to Charlie. So it'll be on this same radio station right here.
Is it? Okay, there.
It's 1380, and I think you could get 99.5 down there.
Yeah.
On FM.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll between now and then, we'll make sure that you got a way of picking it up.
Well, I'll put this I'm gonna put my 46 Dodge on there. So,
okay.
Well, I wouldn't be able to show it to them for a few days, but if they was to want to call me and talk to me about it, I'd be glad to talk to them about it. And then here a few days here, be able to get out there maybe and crack it up for them, or whatever. We can stay our distance and everything.
Right.
And everything, but I've really enjoyed tonight. Just great pastime. Just great pastime.
Well, I'm glad you did. It's real difficult for me to talk about Charlie, but
I can imagine. You can. I don't know that I could have done it, David. You're a special person. Buddy.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but I kind of feel like I owe it to him. I've had a lot of good time with Charlie over the last 35 years or so, or a little more than that, really.
Yeah.
And
something to be really, really proud of, there. And not many people can say that.
Well, Charlie, he was just an ordinary person to me. I mean, we just one of the family, My family knew him, my grandson and my son, and he thought the world of my grandson. Him and my grandson both had a little space between their front teeth.
Yeah.
And
yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, back when Dylan was just a little kid, I had him down at the Grand Ole Opry, and Charlie be talking to him about that space between their teeth, and be them big stars lined up out there in the hall trying to get to Charlie, and Charlie just as patient as he could be with Dylan, talking about space between their teeth. So.
Yeah, that stuff like that's what made him what he was.
You're absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, David, I'll get off here so somebody else can call you back in. I appreciate
buddy.
you.
All right, you take care of yourself, Bob. Trading time, you got our password?
Shylock Pond.
Shylock Pond, that's it. Go right ahead.
Okay, I have a four-door Toyota Camry. It's a V6. It runs good, drives good. I'm asking $1,400 for it. And also, I have a baker's rack. It's got a wine rack underneath. It's in real good condition for $40. Also, I have one pre-oiled filled heater. It's electric. It's in real good condition for $20. And for more information, they can reach me at area code 865-403-9251.
All right, 865-403-9251.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You take care.
Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, too. Bye-bye. All righty, give us a call. We've still got about 10 minutes left that we can sell stuff on here or trade or whatever it is you want to do. 457-1380 or 877-711-4009. Trading time, you got our password?
Yes, that'd be Shylock.
That's it, Shylock Pond.
All righty. Yeah, I have a 32,000 BTU. It's a propane fireplace, a hearth, and a real nice mantle. It's about 4.5 foot by 4.5 foot high, about 5 foot and something high. And insert nice set of logs. And also I have, if someone still needs a Christmas tree, I got 2 artificial Christmas trees, 7 foot, for sale. And my son has it's a 50-gallon Whirlpool electric water heater. And if anyone's interested in any of these things, they can give me a call at 865-494-0513.
865-494-0513.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
All right, buddy. You take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, it's Shylock's Pawn Shop. That's your password tonight. They're located at 1204 Clinch Avenue. That's actually 25W over in South Clinton. Trading time, you got our password?
Shylock's Pawn Shop.
That is it. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I have a diamond tread plate toolbox for the back of a pickup, full-size pickup. Asking $200 or best offer. I also have firewood, hardwood for sale, $75 a rick, and I'll deliver locally. 865-387-5178.
All righty, 865-387-5178.
That's it. Thank you, sir.
All right, we got you covered.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
Celebrate the season with huge holiday savings at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. Hi, I'm Ray Varner. Let us improve your ride with the pre-owned car, truck, or SUV you've been searching for. Like this 2015 Ford Expedition Limited 4x4. Your price, $22,950. 2018 Subaru Outback 2.5 Premium all-wheel drive, only $18,775. At Ray Varner Ford, we've got the gifts too big to wrap, like this 2016 Ram Outdoorsman 4x4 Crew Cab, $24,995. Or 2014 Porsche Cayenne all-wheel drive, black with tan leather, $21,997. At Ray Varner Ford, you can work hard and play hard in a 2017 Toyota RAV4 LE, $16,940. And check out this 2017 Ford Taurus SHO all-wheel drive, $29,990. Let's get the service your car or truck needs in our Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center. Celebrate the season at Ray Varner Ford in Clinton. Come and see us today. Ray Varner Ford, I-75 exit 122, or shop us online at rayvarnerford.com.
Ray Varner Ford.
Cold weather is is coming, and your friends at Anderson Farmers Co-op have a huge selection of winter clothing for the whole family. From names like Carhartt and Ariat, you can keep your feet warm and dry with dry-shod farm and mud boots for men, women, and kids. They also have Georgia and Ariat work boots. Looking for a gift for Dad? Check out the Dixie Fowl caps. Anderson Farmers Co-op also has everything you need to take care of your animals, whether you're a farmer or you just have a house full of dogs and cats. Anderson Farmers Co-op, 110 South Charles Severs Boulevard in Clinton, 865-457-9641.
Trading time, you got a password?
Yes, sir. Charlotte Pawn Top.
That's exactly right. Go ahead.
Yes, I have got a twin-size box springs and mattress with a twin-size bed for a nightstand. And I'm in the process of moving, and my number is 457-3092.
It's at 3092?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 865-457-3092.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You are more than welcome. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.